The North American P-51 Mustang, an icon of World War II aviation, a workhorse of the war and a pivotal, powerful fighter that helped turn the tides of battle. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to fly in a piece of history? Today, a handful of these majestic machines are still maintained and flown, honoring the past and preserving this history into the future. Any aviation enthusiast immediately recognizes the shape and sound. And who wouldn't want this P-51 on their aviation bucket list? On this video, I get to check it off my list. I'm humbled to be a part of it and can't wait to share this story with you. So let's go. Here we are at AirVenture in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, the world's greatest aviation celebration. A gathering of P-51s and other warbirds happens here each summer, among other airshow events. In all, I counted 22 P-51s this morning, a staggering number. My fascination with the P-51 Mustang started when I was just a little kid. I was captivated by that iconic scene in Empire of the Sun, where the P-51 swoops in heroically to save the day. The awe I felt then was indescribable. As a teenager, my admiration for the aircraft only grew stronger. I found myself becoming more interested in aviation and flying the P-51 in World War II video games, feeling a sense of thrill and excitement every time I took to the skies.
So this is a really huge bucket list item for me. It's a dream come true. I'm humbled, I'm excited. I really want to carry forward, I guess, the love for this sort of aviation into the future for the younger generation.
But what truly cemented my love for this incredible machine was the honor of interviewing Colonel Bud Anderson, a World War II triple ace who flew the P-51, on my podcast a few years back.
And all of a sudden somebody says, okay, here comes some from 12 o'clock low. My flight leader rolls up over, and I'm following him. I'm right on his wing over here, upside down. And I look down, and here comes a Focke-Wulf 190, just a robin blue with black crosses on it. Wow, I'm going to get a ringside seat here. And so, we got my attention, and I slid out and tried to look back, but I didn't want to lose him, so I got in there again, and he's still chasing this guy. And he says, Mustang, Mustang, he's still on your tail. And holy smokes, maybe he's talking about me, Mm-hmm. And my flight leader is getting worried about it. So he fired a long burst and went into evasive action.
Speaking with a real-life hero who piloted this legendary aircraft and served our country so well was an experience I'll never forget. So you can imagine how surreal it feels to be here today, about to fly in a P-51 myself. This particular P-51 we're flying today is maintained and flown by CAF Air Base, Georgia. CAF, or Commemorative Air Force, is a group of different operations around the nation that operate what are called flying museums, or at least that's my term. Not only are these aircraft historical, but they are still flying and are maintained to the highest safety standards.
So I found out about CAF Georgia through someone that is a son of one of the pilots. So his name's Cooper Perkins. So I was really excited when he said I might be able to do a ride in P-51. It's always been a dream of mine.
This particular P-51 was the first aircraft purchased by CAF founding members back in 1957, a cool little piece of history in and of itself. Thankfully, back then, when these airplanes were going away and getting scrapped, we had individuals with the foresight to preserve this history. Now, the wild thing is, essentially anyone can experience this. Yes, you can pay for rides on these birds. It's seriously some of the best money spent. A couple friends of mine, the first Billy, flew on the B-29 Doc. His grandfather flew on these aircraft as well. This was a huge emotional moment for him. Now a pilot himself, he's sure to be making his grandfather proud. Another friend and photographer for us here at Angle of Attack, Nick, flew on the B-25, the B-17, and B-29 at AirVenture. He went a little nuts, but how cool is that? Later, I'll tell you more about the different types of rides you can get with CAF Air Base, Georgia at the end of the video. So this is Red Nose. She's about 32 feet long with a 37-foot wingspan. She has a 1,695 horsepower V12 Packard Merlin piston engine. Max speed of 437 miles per hour, cruise of about 235. It has a service ceiling of 41,900 feet. 15,015 were built, and it's estimated over 120 are still flying around the world, most being in the US and some in Europe. Stop. To give you an idea of how fast 437 miles per hour is, you could travel from New York to Washington, D.C. in just over a half an hour. Now this power we're talking about will come into play later, and I'll talk about it then. As I'm busy prepping cameras in the cockpit, our pilot named Barry B-Dog Hancock does the walk around and shares a few bits.
It's an airplane, right? So you're just making sure that all the screws and fasteners are in the right place, all the doors are closed, smooth. Flap integrity, can't really do much there. They don't move much, it's both from the
Barry Hancock is a longtime aerobatic instructor, also checks out pilots for CAF on the Stearman and the T6, in addition to being the lead pilot for the Red Thunder Formation aerobatic team. For his day job, he's an airline pilot. Barry has years of experience ensuring that we're in good hands on this flight.
Cool. Man, and so he's talking about doing some maneuvers and stuff. I'd be happy just to take off and land. I mean, even that would be amazing, but maybe there's a little bonus in there.
So let's get in and kick the tires and light the fires. Now this shot may not seem like much, but I got this shot on my phone. It's significant because I used to be the guy on the outside looking in, watching the P-51 starting up. Already feeling really blessed to just be sitting here actually in the cockpit, about to do the real thing. I'm strapped into this machine, and it's just too cool, and I'm really feeling it watching everyone else watch this take place. And here goes the startup. No talking, let's just listen to the pure beauty of those 12 cylinders starting up. As a professional, Barry goes through all the checks, checklists, and flows. Warm-up takes a little time, then we can be on our way. It's definitely a whole production moving these airplanes. Of course, they have to be really safe here when they're moving these airplanes around a lot of people, and the grounds crew does a great job getting us out on the taxiway. Taxiing out, you can imagine it's a little busy being the morning time when everyone's departing, and we have to get in line with everyone else. Also, I can imagine that taxiing an airplane with such a long pig nose has to be tricky, especially a tail wheel But of course, again, Barry has a lot of experience. Showing how small the aviation world is, Barry sees a friend, Bill Stein, along the way and gives him a little wave.
I love everyone waving to each other.
It's Bill. Good to see you.
Okay. That's my coach. That is a cool paint scheme.
Do you know Bill?
No, I don't.
He's in the I guess Hall of Fame. Oh, really an aerobatic legend. Wow. He's actually one of my mentors.
Very cool.
It just goes to show that the longer you're in aviation, the more friends you make. Okay, it's finally time for takeoff, so let's buckle up and go.
21 runway 27 clear for takeoff. There we go. Port gear go all set 10 degrees to the right, fast traffic following behind you.
Notice how carefully Barry eases into the throttle. Quick throttle movements in a P-51 can cause the engine's torque to overpower directional control, risking a runway veer-off or even a flip during a low go-around. Barry's gradual power application is key to a safe takeoff. It's at this time I started to feel emotion rush over me. It just got louder and louder and louder. The power seems limitless. It just kept coming. Just incredible. I felt transported back for a moment, thinking of the young men flying these monsters of machines with so little flying experience. The bravery and magnitude of that time is not lost on me. And yes, I for sure have several tears well up in my eyes. I can feel it throughout my whole body. Just such an immersive experience. Now, we can't do a lot because of the smoke, and it's not the most gorgeous day to fly, but I'll take it. As such, we start to make our transition over to Lake Winnebago, flying southeast to Fondulac Airport, where Red Nose will spend the week giving rides.
I remember my first Mustang ride. Actually, it was a formation ride with my good buddy Jeff Linebaugh, one of my best friends. Keep it going. And I was in the backseat of his airplane, and he actually threw my 12-year-old son in the backseat of the other airplane. Wow. And so not only was my, like, I get teary-eyed talking about it now. Not only was it my first Mustang ride, it was like a formation ride with my son. It was unbelievable.
And this is a pleasant surprise. Barry just invited me to take the controls.
Buttons? You want to fly? I don't want to fly. Work. Buttons? 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 Buttons?
Oh, you're good to go. I'm just going right side of the center line lineup away.
Buttons? Buttons?
044 uniform, you on me?
Not doing anything, but it's so tight.
That's runway 27 clear for takeoff.
Buttons? Rigged so nicely.
All right, the other highway here will be on the left side of the center line, runway 27 line up away.
Buttons?
Highway, if you would line up on the left side of the center line for me. The Tundra tires on the right side.
All right, go ahead and make a 30-degree turn to the left.
65 Tango looks like start to roll with you. There we go, very good.
You got the horizon there?
Go ahead, but
Yeah, you don't need much back pressure at all. Okay. I don't know a little bit.
Takeoff.
All right, 35. Turn to the right.
Clear for immediate.
Yeah, it's pretty sensitive, right? Yeah, it's 300 height you just get. Right.
Everybody doing great.
Ground November 8044 uniform. It's kind of not center because the gauges aren't in the normal places for your scan. But yeah,
044 uniform.
big gauges doesn't take much.
No way. Man, is this thing nimble. Such tight and smooth rigging. More sensitive and responsive than anything I remember flying. Just an incredible machine. For example, going into a turn, I add a little back pressure to maintain altitude, as I do in a 172, and suddenly we climbed 400 feet. Okay, time for some fun. Barry shows me a few fun bits.
buttons?
Hey, when we go on the Fondulac, we'll do a brake trap. What we'll do here is I got the other side of the lake at Texas in horizon. We'll just add a little G there.
Buttons?
There's 3G, your camera's going away.
Buttons? 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 Buttons?
That's kind of the roll rate maneuverability of the airplane. There's a little G on the other side. Wow.
Buttons? Buttons?
There's pulling up new roll.
Buttons? 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 Buttons?
Not bad, right? Oh man, that's too cool. Don't you think you got to even it out, do one the other way too?
And we're trying to get Huskies to the final 19 full stop.
Wow.
It's just amazing what these machines can do. You really feel that pressure in your body when you're pulling G's.
Foxtrot. The visibility's not horrible for riders, so that'll be alright. Traffic behind you as you in sight. It's still such a cool experience, man. Alright, so... You're making the turn for the downwind now, correct? Affirm. Alright, mixture's going to ridge. Boost pump's coming on. 6 Bravo Victor, runway 36 clear to land.
It's hard to believe it, but we're already at Fond du Lac, and our flight is almost over. Now, this is where some of the safety aspects come into play, because Barry is talking to the Fond du Lac tower, and there's another airplane that's kind of in the way. You know, they're flying a bit slower, and we're really overtaking them fast. They have trouble landing, and then we have to do a go-around, and then the wind shifts, and so we're doing a teardrop entry for the other runway, all of which Barry handles really well.
All right, 3 green, boost pumps on, top set, mixture's full rich. On the left, someone.
Yeah, this is external, Cozy. I may have lost ground. I'm waiting to cross 36.
Throw into a Cozy, Roger, and hold your position.
Thank you.
Aranka, you can make the left turn to the downwind. Aranka, you're number 2, following traffic on the left base.
Nicely done. Thanks, sir.
Gator cross 36 at Bravo.
Copy, crossing 36, thank you. That approach speed is something else.
Yeah,
right?
Fox, that traffic crosses midfield right to left Gator.
It's almost like the space shuttle. You just like aim it down and then bleed it off at the end.
But man, what an experience. And now the canopy's coming back, giving us some pristine air conditioning with a scent of exhaust.
Yeah, if you unstrap first, that'll make it easier to get out.
Shoot.
Take the suit off first,
just
yeah.
jump out of the suit, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just pull out on that one,
Okay.
and then you got one on each side that works the same way.
All right.
After the process of getting out of the airplane, which is a process, Barry and I get a couple shots in front of Red Nose and say our goodbyes. That's a wrap on this unforgettable journey with the P-51 Mustang and CAF Air Base, Georgia. But guess what? The P-51 is just the tip of the iceberg. CAF Air Base, Georgia offers a fleet of iconic aircraft that you too can experience, and why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't we pay to keep these airplanes flying while also experiencing such awesome, life-changing moments? So here's a list of the other airplanes they fly, a really impressive catalog. Now, you can't get rides in all of these airplanes. For example, the Corsair is a one-spot airplane, and I know they're currently working on the P-47 Thunderbolt, but so many of these airplanes you can fly in. Imagine the thrill of soaring through the skies in one of these legendary machines, turning what would just be a regular air show visit into a life-enriching experience where, you know, like me, you probably always dreamed to fly in one of these airplanes. Well, you don't have to buy one and maintain one yourself. Just help out CAF Air Base, Georgia, and many of the other CAF bases out there in flying in their airplanes and helping them maintain them. And hey, you get an awesome experience through the process. So click the link in the description below and you can book a flight with them at a future air show in the aircraft of your choice. This is your chance to not just learn about history, but to feel it, to live it, and to help preserve it for generations looking forward. So thanks for joining me on this video. I really appreciate you guys coming for this one. This was a really special experience for me, and I hope you got something out of it. Make sure to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to stick around. We're always trying to do fun and exciting things. And hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss anything in the future. Again, huge thanks to CAF Air Base, Georgia for making this happen, and to the Perkins family for their part in it. And of course to Barry B-Dog Hancock, our pilot today. Fly safe, and until next time, throttle on.